Hello everyone, this is Miss Gunter, and this is part 2 of the lesson on multiple representations of a function. And this is a must-do lesson. The aim is how can we analyze functions. The objective is I can use technology to verify the equation of a function. Sometimes we're given input and output values of a function, and we have to determine from a list of equations the correct equation that represents the function. The steps that we're going to take to verify the equation of a function from a list of equations and input and output values are as follows. Using the graphing calculator, we're going to press the y equals button, and we're going to enter each equation one at a time under y1. We're then going to press second graph to see a table of x and y1 values from the calculator. We're going to compare the x and y1 values from the table in the calculator to the input and output values that were given to us in the question. The correct equation will be the equation where each of the input and output values in the calculator are identical to the input and output values in the table that was given to us in the question. Let's look at an example. Vinny collects population data P of H about a specific strain of bacteria over time in hours, as shown in the following graph. So the graph shows hours on the x-axis and P of H, which is the population of the strain of bacteria, on the y-axis. So I'm going to call Hx and I'm going to call P of Hy. So from this graph we can come up with a table of x and y values. So when x is 0, the value of y is 4. When x is 1, the value of y is 8. When x is 2, the value of y is 16. And when x is 3, the value of y is 32. We're also given possible equations that represent this function. So using our graphing calculator, what we will do is enter each of these equations one at a time under y equals. So the first one we'll enter is y instead of P of H. Remember, we're going to enter these as x and y. In the graphing calculator, we can only put in, when we use y equals, we can only put in x and y values. So under y1, I'll put in 4 open parentheses 2, and I'll raise that to the x power. Now, when I put that in, I'll then go to my table of values, and I will compare the table of values in the graphing calculator to these x and y values. And actually, when I put in that entry for the first item, the first equation, I see that they exactly match. So this is the answer to this question. Now, if this were not the first choice and one of the other selections were the first choice, when I put them in, I would see that the x and y values do not all match for each of the items in the table. So we'll get a chance to practice this.